Hi, this is Associate Pastor Matt Smith, and I'm reaching out to you with some announcements for the week of Sunday, March the 29th. So glad for those of you who are choosing to dial in, connect with us via worship in this online format. I hope it's meaningful to you. Great numbers of folks seem to be being reached by it, so we're very pleased and impressed by that. And for as long as we're not able to be together, we'll continue to be offering these resources to you. We did get a communication from our bishop this week that the his hope was that the churches would continue not to meet for the indefinite future until we decide that the pandemic risk has passed, and that we would not be doing more harm than good. So we're sorry for that, but glad that these alternative means are available to us. Now, if you know someone who is not online, perhaps not so tech savvy, doesn't have an internet connection, and would benefit from what we're doing for Sundays, and would like it in a DVD format, we would be glad to burn DVDs for them and either mail them or deliver them to their homes. And if somebody wanted to stay connected but didn't even have a DVD player, just to let you know, we have several DVD devices for that purpose that are at the church and that we would gladly deliver and even help someone set up in their home if that would enable them to stay connected to God and to their church. So just wanted to let you know that those opportunities are there. We're continuing to think about the services ahead and what we're going to offer. We're adding something this week. One of our youth is giving a testimony to how she's keeping her hope, faith, and love alive during these challenging times. Those are the three things that the Apostle Paul says are going to be left after. Even if everything else was gone, those three would remain to us. And so Zoe is going to offer a story about how she's doing that. And if you know people who would have a great story about how they're keeping hope, faith, and love alive during these times, let us know, and we would ask them if they wouldn't mind being recorded for this. We're also trying to think of some creative ways to celebrate Holy Week and Easter in the week ahead. And beginning this week, this past week, we added a midweek devotion. So in the week ahead, Mark Christie we're going to have that available to you by Wednesday of this week. A reflection from Mark, our interim minister of visitation. So hope these things will help you feel connected to your church and feel connected to God, even in spite of everything that would make you feel disconnected at this time. Do appreciate hearing stories of the ways that you all are looking out for each other, for the innumerable calls and letters that are being sent and emails that are being done, people being reassured that they're being prayed for. I think Pastor Jeremy is going to give you a list of the new concerns that have come to our attention this week, and do ask that you continue to pray for them. We're doing other things to help us look out for each other, prayer, and all those ways of reaching out. We're continuing this week to keep the church office open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. from Monday through Thursday of this week. If you don't have to come out to the church, then please don't. Please call or email. But if you do need to be there, we're endeavoring to be there for you. Because we're a community-based human services operation, we're not covered under either the local or the statewide ban for gathering together as a church staff. But even there, we're trying not to go into one another's offices more than is needed. Even if we're in the same building, we're doing our staff meetings via Zoom. The Zoom edition has been a really neat thing that so many of you have embraced this technology as a way of staying connected. And so many of our Sunday school classes and small groups, our children, our youth are going to be getting together using this platform and helping people feel one another's presence, even though they can't be physically in the same room. So we're grateful that technology is there, and for all of you who seized upon it. And if you're not yet part of a group and would kind of enjoy that kind of supporting interactive community, please reach out to us and let us know, because we might be able to find a group that would be good for you. Some of those groups very inventively have taken to sharing if they have any immediate needs. Somebody's out of toilet paper, if somebody hasn't found ground beef in weeks, there's an opportunity there. If you have things to share, you might just offer it within the context of those meetings. The church doesn't have to be a clearinghouse for all the acts of kindness that will be done at this time, but just ask that you be mindful of one another as you communicate via Zoom or phone or email or whatever, just to let one another what you might have and what you might need. I think people, if they have something that they can use, they'll probably feel really great to be able to be a blessing to someone else. In addition to looking out for our own church family, we're trying to find ways to look out for our community. So we're exploring the possibility of doing an emergency American Red Cross blood drive. We're looking at talking to some folks at Cone Hospital if it might be possible for our church as a whole, or maybe some of our Sunday school classes or small groups, to provide a meal for some of the frontline workers at Cone or Wesley Long hospitals during one of their long shifts, to be able to give them this as a tangible sign of encouragement and letting them know how much they're appreciated for all they're doing to keep our community safe and the sacrificial ways that they're serving at this time. We're also looking at the possibility of setting up, in addition to sort of the pastor's discretion fund, which can help with needs within the church family, we're looking at whether we could set up sort of a community response fund as well, maybe an additional pot of money that might be for folks who are referred to us by one of our community partners, like the folks at Jefferson Elementary or Guilford Elementary, or our own preschool, that we might be able to help people pay a rent payment, keep the utilities going. This is in the exploratory phase, because we're going to see what precisely the contours are of this massive stimulus bill that was passed by the federal government this week. But we're going to try to fit in for those situations, individuals and families that fall between the cracks of whatever other sources of support that there are. We appreciate always, every week, and not less so at this time, the tremendous generosity of this church, which enables us to be thinking about how we're going to be reaching out and helping and providing monetary and financial assistance to members of our community, because we don't have to be overly anxious about our own finances. We've got good folks in church leadership and on the church staff that oversee those finances, and we're in a good place, for which we're very grateful. Other churches are more anxious than we need to be at this time. Of course, we're going to be keeping expenses down, watching the bottom line closely. We know that some people may have to cut back their commitments to the church, and it's understandable if the circumstances change. And so we're just at the church trying right now to be prudent without being anxious about those finances. But for those who are able, if you're able to continue to be generous to your church as you've been, then that is a great blessing to us, and we give thanks for it. But we do again hope that all of you are well, and please let us know how that we might support one another in love. Thank you.